welcome back in our today's mathematics class. This is Hina Dikari, your maths teacher. Student, today we are going to start our new chapter, chapter 8, decimals. And today we'll do the first exercise of this chapter, that is exercise 8.1. So, let's start the introduction about the exercise question as we used to do. So, let's start. Student, first of all, as the name suggests, decimals. What are decimals? What are decimal numbers? Students, see, we have a number. What is this? 37. This is a number. Okay, when I put a point wherever into the numbers, after ones place, after tens place, wherever you found this point which is called a decimal, that number is called a decimal number, right? So after like have you seen, we have decimal in the number. So for this we have a separate rule also, separate place value table also. And what is that? See, as the name divided into two parts. Before the decimal, it is whole part, number part, that is whole number part. And after the decimal, it is decimal number part. Right, student? And the value will be, for the whole number part, the value will be as we used to do, ones place, tens place, hundred place, in such a manner as we have done in our previous chapter. Chapter 1 we have done place value table, right? Now, when the decimal starts from where? This is decimal, and after decimal, our table will change. The value will change. How? The very first will have the tens place, that is TENTHS, and then after that there is hundreds place, HUNDRED, hundred, and at the last there would be THS. Means whenever we have decimal number part, we'll write down THS at the last, right? And the value will be ones, we multiply with 1, tens we multiply with the given term with 10, 100 multiply the given term with 100, right? In the same manner, if we have tens, the term will be reciprocal. It means we'll divide with 10. Here we'll multiply with 10 and here with 1 upon 10. Hundreds, 1 upon 100. Thousands, 1 upon 1000. Only this difference is there in the whole number part and in the decimal part. Right, student? As you can see, 3.7. 3 is whole number part and it's ones place. So value will be 3 into 1, that is 3 only. Now we have 7 in the decimal part. So it would be tens place. So the value will be 7 upon 10. Right, student? The place is tens and the value for that is 7 upon 10. Got it, student? So this is your second method, on the basis of which we will have the exercise questions. Now coming to our third topic. Third concept is conversion. Convert fraction to decimal and vice versa, decimal to fraction. Means if you have a question in fraction like 7 upon 100, the question you have in a fraction, so you have to convert into decimal. How you will convert? Understand it carefully, student. How many zeros we have? 2. So always we will have in the numerator 2 terms. We have only 7. So make it 2. So put 0 by your side. Why? Because to make it 2-digit number, because down we have 2 zeros, right? So 2 digit we got, and after 2 digit you put a decimal. So here you will write 0 or not, your choice, but decimal should be, and always start from right hand side. This is your right hand side, okay? So after 2 digit put a decimal, the value will be this only, right? On the same manner, if the question you have in a decimal, see student, right? Now vice versa, convert it into fraction. Now how to do? Whatever term you have, total we have 007. Just see without decimal first of all. We have 007. So 007, you can say 7 only. Because fraction mein karna hai, so divide by something, zeros term should be there. How many zero? The number of digit we have after decimal. How many? 2. So 2 zeros we have in the denominator. See, same answer we got. Let's take one more example. If you have 2.17, so it is decimal, convert into fraction. So total number 217. So it would be 217. We have to convert into fraction. How many zeros would be there in denominator? 2. So 2 zeros. That's it. So this is the answer. Very simple topic, student, we have. So this type of question we will have in the exercise 8.1. Now this is your third topic. Now coming to our last topic which we do in this exercise. The topic is decimal on a number line. Means decimal number. A decimal number on a number line. Student, everybody know number line? Yes, we have a number line. Always this number line is divided into two parts, positive numbers and negative numbers. In between, always center start from 0. Right hand side term positive numbers and left hand side negative numbers. Right? This we have done in integers chapter. Now, the question is decimal on a number line. If you will asking, tell 2.1. Answer is in positive. So number is 2.1. Lie on a number. Where it will lie? It will lie. See 2.1. You know students, scale. Everybody is having ruler. In the ruler we have 0, 1, 2, 3 up to so on. And in between 0 to 1 we have 10 small divisions. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So how will read it out? 0, 0.1, 0.2, 0.3, 0.4, 0.5 up to so on, 0.9 and then 1. Right student? So in this manner we will read the scale. So in the same manner we have to mention the number on a number line. We have 2.1. So 2.1 it will come in between 2 to 3. So that numbers which lie in between 2 and 3, and where it is 2.1. Here is 2.1. Right students? It's very simple students. So easily we'll show the number on a number line. That's it. So this is all about your concept which we have in this exercise. So let's start the exercise questions. We are starting the question from question number 2 because question number 1 you have to in the book only, and we have question number 1 just same as question number 2. Okay, so understand it carefully. Question number 1 is very simple. You can do it by your own in the book itself. Right? So see, question number 2, write the following decimal in the value table. Value table, place value table. Right? So you know student, we have 19.4. So you will make one table, ones, tens, and then 100 student. Right? Now decimal is there. Here is decimal. No need to put the decimal. If we write directly tens, it means this is the decimal part only. Right? And as you can see, after decimal there is only one value. That is 4. So I have written only tens. So put the value in the value table. 9 is in ones place. Tens place where there is 1. And 4 is in tens place. We just have to write down the number in the place value table. You are not supposed to write the place value for these numbers. There is a difference between, right? So this is the question number 2A part. Now coming to B part, very simple, 0.3. It means at ones place we have 0 and at tens place we have nothing. Okay, so here now decimal part. Decimal part start from tens. So tens, under the tens there would be 3. So the answer is 0.3 because tens, you know, decimal part starts. So decimal part start from where we will write down the decimal. Okay, so it's very simple question. And one more, C part is also there. That will be homework for you. You will do by your. It's very simple question only. Now coming to our next question. Question number 3 we have, write the following term in decimals. Means that in the question you have and you have to write down in decimal. Very simple. See, A part 7 tenths means 7 is in tens place. It means it is after the decimal. It means here you can write 0 or not, your choice. The answer is 0.7. See, 7 is in tens place, right? 2 tens, tens, student, ones tens. It means once there is nothing. Tens there is 2. And 9 tenths, THS means decimal part. So 0.9 tenths place. Got, student? Very simple. You know the place value table, easily you can write down the term. See, this question is just opposite of question number 1. Question number 2. Question number 2, we have in this form, we have written in the place value table. Now, question we have in this form, we have to write in the decimal form. Very simple. C part 14.6. It is already given in the simple manner, 14.6. Right? Now, next is 102 ones. Student, the place. Always you need to see the place. Place, what is asking in the question. 102. This is a number and this whole number is present at ones place. Means we don't have any decimal part. So 2 is in ones place. 102. The whole is in whole part and decimal part we don't have. So it means 0.00 you will write or you will not write, your choice. Very simple, student. You have to know the place value. What place value is given for the number, that only at that place you will write down the given number. That's it. So this is all about question number 3. Now coming to our next question. Question number 4, again we have write the following term in decimal. In question number 3, we were having in the word. Now here we will have in the numerical term and this we have to convert into decimal. Right? So see, A part 5 upon 10. So as you know, it is in fraction. You have to convert it to decimal. 5 upon 10. After one digit, because 10 is there, one digit there will be a decimal. So answer is 0.5. B part 3 plus 7 upon 10. As you can see, 7 upon 10. It is decimal part. It means when this number will write, before that we will write down the decimal. It means 3.7. Got, student? C part, you have 260 plus 5, that is 265 at ones place. Now, from wherever we have in the divide one term, from that side you will put a decimal. Right? Upon 10, it means the decimal part starts. Now, decimal part starts from 1, so it is 0.1. This is upon 10 is the value for that, right? Because it is tens place, right, student? Now coming to our D part, 70 plus 8 upon 10. It means 70 is in whole number part. Upon 10, it means decimal part starts 0.8, right? Next is 88 by 10. So as you can see, numerator we have 88. And denominator 10. It means only one term will have the decimal. One digit ke baad decimal is there. Right? F part. Now student, we have 2 by 10. It is in mixed fraction. This term how you will write? See, mixed fraction. What is the definition for mixed fraction? It is the combination of a proper fraction and a whole number. It means this is a whole number part. So it means it is 4. Now 2 upon 10 is a decimal part. So 0.2, student. Got it? All are just basic. Already we have done in our previous class. But here we need to frame the answer according to that. 4, 2 by 10. See, 2 by 10, it is a proper fraction. So 2 by 10 value is 0.2 and 4 is a whole number part. Right, student? Very simple. E part we have 3 by 2. Student, now you will say the denominator there is no 0 term. How you will put the decimal? See, as you can see, it's 3 by 2. Simply we'll do the division, means 2 will divide with 3. Right? 2 ones are 2, minus करेंगे 1 in the denominator. So we'll put 0 by outside our side. Then there will be decimal. So 2 5s are 10. So answer is 1.5. Right? So obviously whenever they will not have, we have 0 term in the denominator, simply we will divide and we'll get the decimal term. Answer would be 1.5. That's it, student. The question is convert into decimal. So whenever we have the denominator 0 term, so directly we'll put the decimal. But if we don't have any 0 term, so we'll do the division. After that we'll get the decimal term. Okay. So students, here I have done basically all types of question. I have covered all the type of question. More parts are there for this question. So that question you will try by your own. Basically, I have covered all the types of question over here. Okay, so this is all about question number 4. Now coming to our next question. Now question number 5, student, convert the decimal into fractions. Decimal term you have, obviously whenever you will have the decimal term, you have to convert into fraction. Okay, now next part is reduce the fraction into lowest term. What is this lowest term, student? This term you will listen throughout the mathematics, convert into lowest term, convert into lowest term. What the meaning of this is, whenever you will have a term into fractions, so you have to convert into lowest term by cutting, by cancelling to each other with the same table. How? Let's see. It means you have 0.6. So fraction would be 6 upon 10. Right? Many times we have done the same type of question. Now fraction convert into lowest term. 6 by 10, the lowest term is you have to cancel both the number but in the same table. See 6 coming in 2 table, yes, 2 3s are 6 and then 2 5s are 10. You have cancelled the fraction in the same table. It means 6 by 10 divide by 2 and divide by 2. You have to cancel the term. Always cancel means divide the term with the same table. Okay, so 3 by 5 is the lowest term of 0.6. Right, student? Now coming to B part, 2.5. So whole number is 25. Full number divide by, after decimal 1 digit, so 10. Now fraction convert into lowest term. So 5 divisibility test, student, both number will go with 5 table. 5 2s are 10 and 5 5s are 25. It means 5 by 2 is the lowest term. Lowest term means you have to cancel the term. Right? Now 1.0. The full number without decimal is 10. Divide by, after decimal there is one term. So that will be 10 and that's it. So 10 divided by 10, there will be 1. 10 ones are 10, 10 ones are 1. 1 by 1 or simply 1 also we can write. Yes. Now D part 3.8. So 38 divided by 10. Now in this you can use the divisibility test directly. Then see last number is even number. Both number will go with 2 table. So 2 5s are 10. 2 1s are 2. 2 9s are 18. We got 19 upon 5. So now further it will not cut with the same table. So 19.5 is the lowest term. Got, student? Very simple questions. So 2 more parts we have in this. So that questions you will try by your own. I used to say please open the book while doing the maths work. Right, student? I have done 4 or 5 parts over here. The rest 2 parts only are left that you will do by your own. So this is all about question number 5. I hope you understood. Now coming to our next question. Question number 6 we have express as centimeter using decimals. Basically the question is convert into centimeter. Right, student? Now the A part we have 2 millimeter. Millimeter. What is the relation between millimeter and centimeter? Formula you should know first of all. Milli means 10, student. So it means there is a relation between of 10. Got it? Now see the question. You are asking millimeter and convert into centimeter. It means smaller to bigger. So whenever we convert smaller to bigger, we divide with what? With 10. If centimeter to millimeter, then we multiply with 10. This already we had in class 5 whole formulas. That is why we used to say the basics things which we have done in the junior classes, that is they will be using for the further. So you have to remember all the things, all the basics, right students? So formula is 1 millimeter is equals to 1 upon 10 centimeter. This formula we got. Now easily we can convert the term. We have 2 millimeter. So 2 millimeter is equals to 2 upon 10 centimeter. So student, 2 upon 10 we got in the fraction term. Now convert into decimal. We have only 2 and down 0 is there. So after one digit there will be decimal. So answer is 0.2 centimeter. Convert into centimeter using decimal. Right student? Now B part 30 millimeter. Formula will be same. 1 millimeter is equals to 1 upon 10. Formula is this. So we have to convert 30 millimeter into centimeter. So as you can see student, 0 to 0 cancel. It means answer is 3 centimeter or 3.0 centimeter. The thing is same. If the question is decimals, you have to write down. So you write down 3.0 centimeter. Right? Now C part again 116 millimeter. So 116 millimeter is equals to 116 upon 10. When we divide it with 10, now millimeter convert into centimeter. Right? Now fraction into decimal. We have 116 and the denominator 10. So after one digit, put a decimal. So 11.6 centimeter. Very simple student. Now coming to our D part. Now we have 4 centimeter and 2 millimeter. The term which already we have in centimeter, no need to convert. Right? So only we basically convert this millimeter term to centimeter by divide 10. So when both the term converted to centimeter, there would be plus. Earlier it was not, because both the terms are different. So now both the terms are same, centimeter and centimeter, then we are going to add. So 4 centimeter, now plus means 0.2 by 10, 4.2. Such type of question we have done in question number 3. 4 plus 2 by 10. Wherever divide by 10, divide by 100 term is there, it means decimal start from that number. Right? So 4 is whole number, 2 by 10, decimal 2. Right student? So this is all about your question concept we have, but the question formation is different. Conversion. That's it. Now two more parts we have, E and F part. That is homework for you student. Questions are very simple. Right? This is all about question number 6. Now coming to our next question. Question number 7 we have, between which two whole numbers on a number line are they lie? Which of these whole numbers is nearer to the number? Means, first of all take A part 0.8. This 0.8 number lies between which two whole numbers? 0.8. It means between 0, after 0 and before 1. It means it is lie between 0 to 1. Right? Next line is, which of the whole number is nearer to the number? Which whole number is nearer to 0.8? 0.8, 0.9 and 1. Only two terms are left behind 0.8 and before 0.8 there are 7 lines. So as you can see, which one is nearer from 0 to 1? Yes, obvious 1. It means 1 is the nearest to 0.8. Very simple student. Now 5.1. As you can see, 5.1. So 5 is here, 0.1 is here. It means before 6, after 5. It means lie between 5 and 6. And which one is the nearest whole number? Always 5. So 5 is the nearest to 5.1. Very simple, student. Now 9.1, as you can see, 9.1 after 9 before 10. So it is lie between 9 and 10 and nearer to always 9 only, because gap is less nearer to 9 and before 10 there is a big gap, right? So 9 is the nearest to 9.1. Very simple question, student. Understood? I hope you understood, because these are very simple only. So I have done 3 parts. 2 more parts are there that you can try by yourself. D and E part, which is very simple. As you can see, if you got the introduction about the questions, so the question will be very easy, right? So this is all about question number 7. Now coming to our next question. Question number 8 we have, which is very simple. Show the given number in a number line. You know, student, we have done the same type of question number 7. You just need to show 0.2 where it lies on number line. Very simple. Where it lies, so you will make a number line, and wherever 0 to 1 it lies 0.2. No need to write rest of the terms. In between which two whole number it lies, this is important, and where it is lies 0.1, 0.2. So here you will write 0.2. That's it. Nothing else. So student, these questions you will do by your own. I have told you how to do, which is very simple. I know you are knowing, but still I have discussed over here. So this question you will solve by yourself. Right, student? So this is all about question number 8. Very simple. Now coming to our next question. Again, student, we have the same type of question in question number 9. See, write the decimal number by representing the point A, B, C, D on a number line. Means, this is a number line, and in this number line A, B, C, D points are mentioned, and you just need to tell that at what point that A point is situated, at what point B point is situated. That's it, student. And you know how to read a scale, 0, 0.1, 0.2 in such a manner. 1, 0 to 1 there are 10 divisions in between. That's it. So let's start. For A, first of all for A, where is A? See, here is 0.8, 0.9 and then 1. It means A is on the 0.8, or you can say, how you can say, 0 plus 8 upon 10. Right, student? 0 से आगे mean further 0, and then 0.8 is here, not small division. So 0.8 means 8 by 10. Okay, either you can write in this manner or this manner, your choice. Now for B point, see student, B point, here is B. So as you can see, here is 1. After 1, we move further plus 1.1, 1.2, 1.3. It means 3 upon 10. So that is 1.3. Either you can write down directly 1.3 or in this manner, your choice, student. Right? Now for C, student, C point is, see here is 2. Means after 2 plus you move forward how much? 2.1, 2.2. It means 0.2 you can write, or 2 by 10 you can write, your choice. So the answer is 2.2. C point is at 2.2. Right? Now the last is D point. Directly D, C is here, and 2 and 3. 2 and in between 3 there are 2 points. 2.3 पे C and 2.9 पे D. So after 2.9 there would be 3. Right, student? So C point is situated at 2.9, and in fraction how you will write? After 2 plus 0.9 or 9 upon 10. Because the whole division part divided into 10 equal parts, because denominator always equal part. So equal parts are 10 and out of 10 numerator is 8. So answer is 0.8. I hope student you got this method. Either you can write directly or you can write in this manner, your choice. Totally up to you. Right student? Very simple question this we have. Now this is question number 9. Now coming to our next question. Question number 10 we have, the length of Ramesh notebook is 9 centimeter 5 millimeter. Okay. This is the length of the Ramesh notebook. What will be its length in centimeter? See student, the same question we have done in question number 4, conversion one. But there it was given that convert into centimeter. Here the question is in form of word problem. But method is just same only. It means we have the length of the notebook 9 centimeter 5 millimeter. You have to tell the whole length into centimeter only. Answer will be the centimeter. It means the term who is already in centimeter, that remains same. You have to convert millimeter to centimeter, and you know 1 millimeter is equals to 1 upon 10 centimeter. So 5 millimeter is 5 upon 10, that is 0.5 centimeter. Right student? Now you have to add 9 plus 0.5. Now see, 9 plus 0.5. Now you have 0.5. Whole number part will add with whole number and decimal under decimal, and there is nothing, so there will be 0. So answer will be 9 plus 0, 9. 0 plus 5, 5. So answer is 9.5 centimeter. The length of the notebook is 9.5 centimeter. That is 9 centimeter 5 millimeter. Right student? B part, the length of a young gram plant is 65 millimeter. Express it into centimeter. Very simple, in this manner only. So this B part you will do by your own. Have you seen student, all questions are just same type. The questions are coming in a different mode. Sometime in word problem, sometime in simple conversion, whatever. But method is just same. So that's all for today's class. This is our last question of exercise 8.1. I hope students you understood today's topic because it's very simple. So that's all for today's class. Thank you so much for watching. Do your work on time. Bye bye students.